Hello and welcome to Blackwood N Gauge Layout. It's been around about a month and a half since I posted the last update, and during that time I have been very busy on building new scenery. So without further ado, I will take you over to the other side of the layout and I'll show you what I've actually been up to. In the last update, I was working in the back corner of the layout. I had put up a retaining wall and covered that with the engineering blue brick, and as the retaining wall ended, it went into a hillside, and I had put most of these bushes in, but there was still the end section of the hillside to be done. However, that has now changed and it's no longer a hillside, it's actually another short section of rock. The hillside section that I did have, I just couldn't get it to work, it just didn't look right. So that has been changed now to a rock cutting. At the same time, I have obviously started on the other side of these two tracks. And as you can see, you can't quite see the two tracks because there is now scenery, or the basic scenery has been put in. So this is to start to disguise the entrance to the upper fiddle yard. So there is obviously the single track that comes off the junction there and then comes round, and again you will see there are retaining walls, the catenary masts are up, and there is in actual fact a road bridge which is disguising the entrance into the fiddle yard. Now as we come round from the other side of this partially finished road bridge, you'll suddenly see the road stops, there's a gap, and then you'll see there is actually another bit of road at a completely different level, and that is because this is the start of a road bridge that's actually going to go across all three tracks at the back. And as you can see, I am in the process of actually building this road bridge, so it is far from finished. There is a lot of work to be done, and the amount of work that has gone into this has been quite substantial. It has taken me a lot of time and effort to get it even just to this stage, because obviously the road bridge goes over at an angle, so it's all about angles and getting things to fit in. You'll also see that the road bridge actually goes over a tunnel. If I actually come round here, it's quite difficult to film because it's round the back of the layout, but if I actually come round here, you will actually see there is a tunnel mouth. So if I come over there, hopefully you'll get an idea. So the road bridge goes over the tunnel and then goes over the two tracks, and then obviously we'll join to the other road that I showed in the earlier clip. So the inspiration for this is really taken from the entrance into Liverpool Lime Street. If you've ever watched any videos of trains going into Liverpool Lime Street, the tracks seem to pass under lots of bridges, and there also are short sections of tunnel. So that's where I've got the inspiration for this back area here. It is, I say, very much in progress. You'll also note on the scenic paper, you'll note some greenery, which is unintentional. Which I'm rather annoyed about, despite the fact I sprayed all these papers with matte varnish. When I actually have put the ballast in, the glue has actually discoloured the paper, which is a bit annoying, but I will get that sorted. It's not the end of the world, I will get it sorted, but it's just another little job to add to the list of jobs. So as you can see, this bridge is very much in its raw state. The actual deck is not even fixed on, it's just sitting in position, and I've actually just put up the left hand abutment of the bridge actually earlier on today, but it gives you an idea of what it's probably going to look like. And for those of you wondering, well, how are you going to join these two together? Don't worry, this bit of road here isn't actually stuck down. It will actually slope up and it'll actually join on to the road bridge. So the other thing I should say is this road bridge here, again, it's nowhere near finished. There's a lot of other bits and pieces to be, there's girders to go underneath it. This is actually removable, this actually comes out, it's not fixed in, and that's simply because there is actually a point underneath the road bridge, so that's to allow me access if I ever need to get to the actual point. So for the past 40 odd days, this is what I've been working on. It's kind of been worked on by accident. As I say, I started with the rock cutting, or changing the embankment to a rock cutting. Then I began to think, oh, what would it look like on the other side? So it's raised ground, and if I bring the camera around, you might just be able to get a hint of what the retaining wall looks like on the other side. As you can see, it leans back by quite a bit, but what I'll try and do is I'll try and put some still pictures into the video, and I'll use my other small camera which will get in here. So as I come out, as you can see, a lot of work going on. There's still a bit of track over here that I've still to paint and ballast, although the track underneath where the bridge is, it is more or less painted and ballasted right the way along. And then if I come around the other way, you can see that I very nearly joined back up with the other side of the layout. There's very little track there to be ballasted. And then obviously it picks up the scenery on the opposite side of the layout. So big progress has been made, but as I say, it is a lot of work involved, and obviously at the moment it's just the hard scenery in terms of the actual basic structures have been constructed. So obviously all the flocking has to be done, and all the other bits and pieces, all the other bits of paraphernalia to make this look realistic enough. So there we go. So that's what I've been doing for the last 40 plus days. So with that, we'll move to the next section of the video, which is actually some weathered wagons that I've had done for me, and they have actually just arrived back, so let's go and have a look at them. Over the past year, I have been assembling a rake of Graham Farish HRA bogie hopper wagons in DB Cargo Red, and I've decided that I wanted to have them weathered. So I have sent the wagons, there's 10 of them, and I've sent them, or I did send them off to the weathering works, a gentleman by the name of Scott Illingworth, and he has weathered all 10 wagons, and this is obviously an example of one of the wagons. Essentially I said to him, I just want them dirty, because obviously they wouldn't be nice shiny red, or they'd only be shiny red when they initially come out the paint shop. So he has done a fantastic job in weathering all 10 wagons, and I'll put this one back on to the layout, and you can see what the rake of 10 wagons looks like weathered. So I've put that wagon back on to the end of the rake, and I think you'll agree that it's been an excellent job in terms of weathering all 10 wagons. I don't think there's actually any of them are actually identical. Everyone is slightly unique, but they are all nice and dirty, just the way I wanted them to be. You may notice that there are only buffers on the very end wagon, and that's because these worked in rakes, and there was only buffers basically at each end of the rake. Now I'm not sure whether they worked in rakes of 5 or whether they worked in rakes of 10. That's something I've still to find out, but I will obviously add buffers on at the end. The buffers come separately, are supplied as separate fitments to the actual model, but I think you'll agree, excellent bit of work and a very keen price to actually get these weathered. Each wagon was only £10 to get weathered, and it took around about 5 weeks for the work to be done. So an excellent bit of work there. Now in the first section of this update, I was obviously talking about this overbridge and tunnel. Now it's been actually a good number of days since I shot the very original part of this video, but the weather has been so hot up here that it's been impossible really to get into the shed to in actual fact work on the layout, but there has been some additional work done, so I thought I would in actual fact just show you what the latest position is with the bridge. So in the first update we had 2 different road levels, but as you can see it's now actually been joined on. The road just slopes back down to the overbridge that hides the access to the upper fiddle yard. You'll also see that both parapets have been put onto the bridge, and there has been a slight change to one of the under parts of the bridge, if I could call it that. If I show you and point to it, it's actually this part here. I've actually added an additional wall to run parallel to the track. The first iteration of the bridge, the wall didn't run parallel, and that's simply because the tunnel section was built basically as a rectangular box, and it was actually quite difficult to actually judge where the track was actually going to end up on the outside of the tunnel section. So I've actually made a slight change there, and I've changed the direction of the wall, but as you'll see, because I've changed the direction of the wall, it's got rid of most of that horrible green algae type stuff. There is still a little bit on the next section, but I'll be able to hide that with the bushes and things that will go on there. So that's where we are at the moment with the actual road bridge.